Hey, everybody, welcome to our Tuesday accountability call. As always, I'm Adam Ringler. And if you're watching this, you're either watching it public on YouTube right now, or you are a Skool community member in our former athlete society. Either way, I just want to welcome you to our 9 a.m. accountability calls. We host these every single week on Tuesdays at 9 a.m. And the idea of this is to rally around our community, all of our former athletes, trying to come together in our locker room essentially and talk through what our goals are, our weekly wins, what we're going to end up accomplishing this week. And it rallies us together towards a goal. And that goal might be different for every single one of us. It might be improved fitness, it might be improved conditioning, it might be improved body composition, it might be improved nutrition. Whatever that goal is, this is our center place where we get to come and share those with each other and help hold each other accountable. So that is what our 9 a.m. calls are all about. And so if you're a first time watcher of our YouTube or community member group, this is what we're doing here. So I just want to work through a couple different things. Sorry, I'm moving things around on my screen right now. Um, and I wanted to work through these because I think this will help align us for our week of what we're trying to accomplish here. So I got a couple things loaded up for us to discuss on our 9 a.m. call. And of course, now my screen's going crazy, but I did want to talk about these sort of three things today. Number one, motivation is not always linear. We see this all the time with our college athletes. Whoa, my screen's going crazy. All the ones that I get the privilege and honor to work with, that it's not a straight line from point A to point B. There's peaks, there's valleys, there's roadblocks along the way. And some weeks you might feel unstoppable. You might be working towards your goal. Oftentimes, or other times, there might be obstacles in our way that battles with us and obstructs our ability to go from point A to point B. So what I have shared on previous accountability calls, what I'll continue to share, is that instead of relying on just your motivation, how do you create systems that allow you to keep moving forward towards those goals, right? There's days that I wake up, I'm sure we're all human, where I wake up and I'm just simply not motivated to work towards my goals, whether it's a long run or if it's a workout or something like that. But the systems in place, the processes that in place, the habits, the disciplines, the behaviors in place will allow you to keep moving forward towards your goals when that spark fades. So oftentimes, I have shared how former athletes can structure their training to build habits, to stay consistent, even when there's periods of times where they're off. So I want you to start thinking this week, what do you need to do to build those systems in place so that you can keep moving towards your goals? So maybe it is that you're identifying that, hey, I'm a runner. I set my shoes out in front of my door, and no matter what, no matter if I feel great, no matter if I feel terrible, if my motivation's there, my motivation isn't there, I'm still going to put my shoes on and I'm going to head out that door for my run because that's my identity. That's what I do. So we need to start thinking. I know for me, it's automatic. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I resistance train. Tuesday, Thursday, one day on the weekend, I do my conditioning. And that is just the routine that I've established. That's my habit, that's my discipline, but more so, that's the framework or system that allows me to continue to train. So I want you to start thinking about that and what are your systems that allow you to continue to keep training towards your goals? Now, second, the truth about your time management is that a lot of people don't have a time management system in place. So a lot of times people are just busy or distracted. So, you know, so much of us, so many of us in the former athlete society, we were used to our packed schedules. Treatment at this time, cafeteria opens at that time. I have class at this time. I got practice starts here. I got weights right afterwards. So much of the day was already pre-planned, pre-scheduled that you only had a finite amount of available free time that you could either choose to be busy with or choose to use to watch Netflix or anything else. So a lot of the former athletes could relate to that idea that their schedules was super packed. So Now that you're a working professional, yes, you have your job, you have your deliverables, you have things that you have to actually get done, but it's easy to feel busy while actually getting nothing meaningful done. So I need you this week to start to break down what are your biggest time wasters and really start to think about simple ways to reclaim your focus and a strategy for making sure that your daily decision making aligns with your long-term goals. So what I mean by that is that if you're trying to change your body composition, but you're finding yourself watching several hours of Netflix every night and snacking on potato chips, that is a behavior that is not aligned with your goals. So if you are meal prepping during that time and prepackaging your meals and putting them in Tupperware, then that would align with your goal, right? And that's fine. But you need to really have an honest conversation with yourself of what is wasting your time, what is being your time is being spent on and not invested in, but spent on that's not moving you closer to your goals. So I want you to think this week, what is one thing, one or two things that you are wasting your time on? I know I can answer this quite vividly. As of this last week, as much as it's enjoyable to me, I've been playing a little video games with my daughter and my son online. On this Apple Arcade, right? So I'm playing this game, and I know that it's not moving me closer to my goals. It's enjoyable, it's fun, it's engaging, but it's not making me leaner. It's not helping me get leaner. It's not helping improve my cardiovascular fitness. It's not helping me get stronger. It's not helping me with hypertrophy. So you get the idea. Start to identify one to two things that is not moving you closer to your goal, and quite frankly, might be wasting or distracting you from something that you can do. My last thing, my third piece to our accountability call is really trying to find ways to build new competitive edges outside of your sport. And so, what I mean by that is that for so many years, for so many of us, our competitive edge, that sort of X factor, if you will, was tied to your game, right? So, it was tied to how you competed in basketball, how you competed in football, maybe how you were in the weight room or training or during sprinting or conditioning runs. But now that you're a working professional, the game looks so different from what you're used to, right? But that doesn't mean that you have to lose your competitive drive, your competitive edge. It just needs a new arena. So we need to start thinking about how do we redefine what competition looks like in your career, what competition looks like in a post-collegiate athletic endeavor, in fitness, in personal growth, so you can continue to push your limits and challenge yourself daily. So maybe you're competing not in something athletic, but in your motivation, in your drive, in showing up every day in the gym, in showing up on your training runs, in showing up at your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym, showing up at your rock climbing wall, showing up in different ways. You can compete in different ways. We just need a new competitive environment, new competitive arena to help you compete in those ways. So I think with today, those are the three accountability pieces we need to really be focusing on. We need to understand that motivation's fleeting and that there'll be periods of high motivation, periods of low motivation, and how we go about navigating that and the systems that we have in place to allow us to still keep moving towards your goal. The second thing is, I need you to really be truthful about your time management. Are you being busy? Are you being distracted? Or are you investing that time in something that helps you move closer to your goals? That's number two. And then lastly, we need to start to think about how you can build that competitive edge, that competitive environment in other ways that is simply not the football field, the basketball court, the volleyball court, or etc. Right? Those three accountability pieces is what we want to hone in on this week. If any of this resonated with you, I want to hear about it. So in the comments below, leave me a comment about what you're going to accomplish this week moving closer to your goal, whether it's the habits, the systems, the behaviors, the competitive environment, the time management piece. I want to hear what you're going to do. And then lastly, if this resonates with you, share it with another former athlete, somebody that could benefit from it, right? I'm nearly 40 years old at this point, 39. So we are well past our competitive days. but I still try to show up and compete every single day, right? That's being a competitor, that's being a former athlete, that's how I'm wired. If you know a former athlete that is struggling to navigate sort of their post-collegiate athletic days, right, in college, and now they're no longer a college senior or a grad transfer. They are a 22, 24-year-old, 26-year-old, a 32-year-old, whatever it might be, and they're past their competitive days. Share this video with them. I'd love for them to understand what the Skool community group that I built, the Former Athlete Society, is all about. You can find it at adamringler.com/Skool, Skool, or you could go to Skool directly, Skool.com/former athlete. You'll find all the information at either of those two sets. Until next time, we have our Q&A call on Thursday, 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you there with your questions, and I will answer those for you. Until next time, stay strong.